Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Here we go. Webcast 6. We are going to pick our top 2 books from both years.
All 20.
From all 20 books.
Yeah.
2009 to 2010. All 20 Blue Spruce books. We're going to pick our top 2.
Are we going to go back, like, are you going to pick like your second favorite, then your first, or like your first and then your second?
Well, I never thought about it. I'll pick my top book.
Okay, you're gonna show your top book first.
Top
you're
book
gonna give away your hand first. All right, that's fine. All right, Mark's gonna do his 2 first.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna sit and listen and absolve it.
Really?
Yes, I won't say I won't utter a word.
All right, here it comes.
Okay.
Number 1 book, right here. There's a cow under my bed. I absolutely loved the play on words with ants in my pants, frog in my throat, and a cowlick. I absolutely loved it. And when I was talking to you earlier about this, Brad, I was telling you I was killing myself laughing, taking a look at the illustrations, and this poor boy is absolutely frightened to death that he's got a cow licking his head at night, and it's just hilarious. Every page made me laugh. It made me think of what my grandmother did to me as a kid with licking my cowlick down. It made me think of being squirmy with ants in my pants and how this kid has taken this so literal from his mother. It was just too funny. I absolutely loved it. So that's my number 1 pick. There's a cow under my bed.
I didn't say anything the whole time.
I know, that was really good.
But I liked it. It was good. But I can't say anything more than that.
The only thing I would say is that the cow with the tongue, that's the only illustration I think I would change in this book, because it almost looks like a flame coming out of the cow's mouth.
That's exciting.
That's exciting?
Yeah, everybody likes flames. Cows.
Alright, we won't talk about the cow's udder on the last page then. Alright. Number 2, Farley Follows His Nose. And I love this book because of the chase. From the very beginning, it seems like Farley is just chasing and chasing and chasing his favorite food. So the other thing that I love about the bottom, I love the text. I love how it follows like a little wave pattern about all the different smells that Farley's chasing. You know, they weave in the little story about the boy who's lost and how he follows his nose to get back and how he gets fed at the end. But I love the chase. And it's one of those books that as you read aloud, the kids get sucked into it and they want to see where Farley's going and they want to see him get his food and they want to see him save the little boy. It's a great chase. I love the chase. That's number 2.
Invisible fencing.
Invisible fencing. That would have saved the whole day.
Right.
Alright.
So Mark picked 2 books from 2010. We could just pick any book from any year, but I can't do that because I have to pick a winner, because my whole guise with this thing is that you need to pick a winner from each year and go, so this is my winner from each year. So my winner, and I haven't even put them, Mark doesn't even know where they are. I haven't even given my hand away. So from 2009, it's Making Grizzle Grow by Rashna Gilmore. It's the best book of the bunch in that group, Chester notwithstanding, which should be disallowed anyway. But this one, here it is, and it's just a fantastic book. The illustrations are great, the story is great, the interplay between kid and dad is realistic. It's a perfect book, and again, I said a lot in my other thing about it, so I won't say much more. But I just think it's a great book about imagination and being a kid, and I think that's what these books are all about. It's great to read aloud. And the illustrations are fantastic. So there you go. There's the 2009 best book. 2010 best book. And I found 2010 to be a weaker year as I talked to the floor. But there it is. King's Taster by Kenneth Opel. The best book in there. The story is just fantastic. A king that won't eat anything. A notorious picky eater. They go all over the world to find the right thing and find out that he's eating candy in bed. So just a nice, a simple story. It was, but Kenneth Opel, if anyone can tell a story, it's him. And again, I've picked two veteran Canadian authors both years, which to me is also a key. I also like the newcomers. I don't think they deserve their say, but these are also 2 authors that maybe don't get the recognition in the Canada world that they should. Well, Melanie Watt is winning hundreds of awards, and again, Melanie Watt, I think you're great and fantastic, but enough already with the awards and things. You just create nice books and move to the back like Oprah does or something like that. And
after 20 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Kenneth Opel's been running for a long time. There's still lots of people don't know him, and they should. So those are my 2 favorite. Now, Mark knows I'm going to ask him some questions, but he doesn't know exactly what. So Mark, looking at
hit me with some questions.
2009 book. Okay, you told me what was your favorite of this group then?
2009. Well, I love Making Grizzle Grow. I'd have to agree with you there, and I love Chester.
Yeah. Well, you can't decide. I mean, Chester certainly is maybe the best of the bunch, but it's there for sure. Okay, so there is your best of 2009. Which one is your least favorite? Which one is the worst one of 2009?
I would have to say, we're looking down because we have a stack of books on the floor here. I would have to say Clancy with the Puck was
Didn't like Clancy. Mine, well, Stanley, I can't. Please, Linda Bailey, you are a good writer. Please don't write any Stanley books.
It's too typical.
Illustrations. One of the best illustrations of that group.
Matland. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Duzlin Petrovic, who did both that and Miami Shirt. Both of them could have won either way for me, but
we should hold that up.
But I like both of them. He did both illustrations those years. Very good. The book that you thought you would like upon looking at it, but then disliked after reading it.
I would have to say What a Lovely Prince. Such a Prince. You know, I thought I was going to like this, but it was too predictable for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good pick, because that would be one, especially based on your review, that would be the one I would think that you would pick for that.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, it was L.A. Jones. It should have been a winner, but it wasn't. So that's that. So that's my 2009. So I basically have the same questions for you for 2010. You picked those two books. So I assume there's a calendar in my bed is your favorite book of 2010.
Absolutely.
Because it was your favorite overall.
Absolutely.
And that Farley Follows His Nose was number 2.
It was number 2.
So let's say same questions. What was your least favorite book of the bunch? And I'll spread them out for you so you can look at them. Which book did you dislike the most?
I would probably have to say, well, least favorite. It would be between Your Mean Lily Jean and, you know, I love the poetry with Bradley McGogh, but the illustrations remind me of something that I found in a 1970s yard sale.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of that book.
Yeah.
I like that. See, I like that part about it.
And Your Mean Lily Jean, I think it could have gone so many more places than it did.
Not Freedom's best effort.
Yeah. It's not until the very last page that I even sort of started to like it, when I see that Lily Jean's shoes finally fell off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mine is the winner of 2010, Boohoo Bird, and I can't imagine that anybody in the world, be it 4-year-old or older, could get sucked into the stupidity of this book, but apparently they did in droves, and they loved it. A stupid crybaby bird who goes around crying and no one can make him feel better, but everyone tries. I would say to the bird, suck it up, Buttercup, and that would be the end. I can stand it, and Tankard is starting to get into the milking spot where he's going to make 100 of these Boohoo Birds. I can feel it. Please stop, or you're going to turn into Linda Bailey with Chester. Favorite illustrations?
But, what do you think of the illustrations?
They're fine. It's bright. You know, again, I'm a bright guy. I like bright things, but I don't see anything. It reminds me of like an Owl magazine or something like that.
Well, I would say I agree with you in terms of the storyline. Like just bad in all the right places. But in terms of the characters, I thought the characters were really interesting. Like the animal characters that are in here are great characters.
But they're the same characters from Grumpy Bird, and it just is like it's the same premise exactly, and it just is a whole new different thing. I hope that he's not at home with like a plot of like, you know, here are the next 1,800 Boohoo Bird books.
I would agree. Yeah, I don't want to see another story.
Anyway, I don't want to spend too much more time on that. Illustrations, the best illustrations for you for this year, 2010.
Best illustrations. Well, I would probably have to go with The King's Taster, actually. It wasn't my favorite book, but I love how they're sneaking in the recipe card text hiding in some of the illustrations, and I thought that was really neat, seeing how it's all about this incredible chef for the king, and he's searching out for all the best recipes, and how they have some of those recipe cards kind of hiding in the illustration. So I thought that was an interesting way to.
That's funny, because that's my favorite book of the year, but it's not my favorite illustrations. Your favorite book of the year is my favorite illustrations. There's the calendar in my bed, although. It was high up there on my list. I really do enjoy this book.
And you like the tongue?
Yeah, this is like perfect early 1930s Disney for me. This illustration, the way that this is working, it just is. It's the way that they do the cartoons are fantastic. It's got that surreal quality to it. You know, I think that David Jardine did a fantastic job with the illustrations. Yeah, it's a little odd and a little, but again, I like that darkness. I like the darkness to the kids' books. You know, we have too many of these, you know, books that are gonna burn your retinas. It's nice to have some of these that are a little darker and done. And as much as there are books that I think deal with idioms better than this one does, it's a fantastic book, and I think to me the illustrations are what does it for me. Book that you thought you would like in this list that you did not. Or did it?
Out of both years?
No, just this year. Same thing. Like a book that when you looked at it visually, you were like, oh, this was going to be a good book. You know, you can't judge a book by its cover. Which one did you judge and then judge wrong?
It would
either way. Maybe you were one you didn't think you'd like and you did.
No. That's an easy one for me, and that would be The King is Goat Ears. I had a lot of people say this is a fantastic book. I loved it. I had kids read it. They said it's a great book. And here it is here. And it started off with this great storyline with all these barbers being locked up in the castle, but it didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
The illustrations were okay. I wanted more out of it, and I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I don't like it either, and that's the same one for me. I think it's just, you know, it's not a good fairy tale as a fairy tale. It's not a good mixed up fairy tale. It has a message that, you know, it's pretty straightforward to go for that most kids don't do. So yeah, it didn't do much for me. So I'm right there with you on that one, buddy.
All right. Okay. So let's hold up our top two again.
Okay. Can't even hold them up. They're different.
All right.
There you go.
Good.
This is Mark's 1 and 2.
There we go.
My 1 and 2.
Top 4 books, 2009, 2010, Blue Spruce.
There we go.
Enjoy the read.
That's it.